What up, y'all? It's your boy Ben here, back again with another Pokemon Pocket video, and we look to be wrapping up this season as a new Pokemon Pocket Pack. Eevee Grove is coming out in just about 4 days, and so that's gonna be really exciting. Can't wait to get those packs open, and so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and definitely click that notification bell button so that you don't miss out on the new videos right away. But just to start off this video, let me know what has been your favorite deck to play this season, and as we're wrapping up this final meta report, let's kind of see if your deck shows up. So let's go ahead and just kind of like look through just kind of like what this metagame has been shaping out to be, as you also kind of just have like one more day for ranked I believe ends on the 23rd, so use these decks if you haven't made that final push to wherever you want to be. So up first we have the Buzzwole EX deck. Seemingly has been topping tournaments, has been having a strong showcase out, really not only in its success rate but also in its popularity, as a lot of players have been flocking to this because one, your deck kind of speaks for itself, especially as you're running a lot of Ultra Beasts in this deck, but two, you are getting a lot for your energy in terms of attack power, right? So Kartana is dealing 1 energy for 40, whereas Pheromosa is dealing 1 energy for 40, but like 20 to the active, 20 to the bench, which allows you to Cyrus up and Buzzwole with the big B at any case may be here. Celesteela again with this Ultra Thruster's ability here, being able to move around the board, just really makes it so much easier for you to pivot whenever you need to while still keeping your momentum, because you're able to keep your energy on board by having access to Leaf Cape, Erica, for sustain as well. This deck not only hits hard but stays long out on the field, which really makes it for your difficult for your opponent to really punch through here. So this has really been topping a lot, and it's showing that this weekend as well too. So if you are looking for that final push and you're just kind of like, hey Ben, I just need a deck, well, here's one for you. Alright, up next we have this Greninja, Oricorio, Pimikyu, and Giratina EX deck. As we're going to like look around, we're going to see another variation of it later on that's just dealing with just certain cards from this deck of her, but it's really cool to see here. Again, you're kind of just looking to build up your Oricorios, your Greninjas. Your Pimikyu here is like a tech card in a sense, because you're able to deal 50 damage to your opponent, whoever knocks it out, 60 HP, and just kind of is like enough to survive like one hit off of something, because then you can just deal 20. So like this Pokemon's worth 70 damage for 1 point, which is pretty cool, and anything else really after that is just kind of gravy, right? Pimikyu shouldn't be out here attacking, but if it does, that's pretty nice as well. And then your opponents don't want to be in range of this Pimikyu, they don't like this 50 damage, so they play also very differently as well. So I really do like kind of like the force way that you make your opponent play here, and like a little bit of a control-y aspect here. But of course, full control here with Oricorio, really playing into that, and you only leave yourself really room because you only have one Giratina EX, so they really do have to get through these non-EXs before they can really take you down, which puts the power in your hand. So up next here, what we have is the Dark Tina deck of the season. They really got their upgrade with Nihilego, because this Poison Barb here goes absolutely nutty, y'all. I think that this idea of being able to stack more poison, also being able to really use New Wave if you're really in a pinch, if you really want to, but obviously you're powering up your Darkrai, you're powering up your Giratina, you're poison barbing whoever's up front while leaving a space for Nihilego, so that way they're doing 20 per turn instead of just -10, and that, you know, it will deal more than enough, and then you can use Nihilego to counter those Oricorios. So overall, once again, Dark Tina has been being able to adapt each and every season, and I'm kind of excited to see how it adapts with this evolutions. There is the new Umbreon that's coming up, which allows you to attack for 1 energy for 40, and if your opponent is a basic Pokemon, then they can't attack that following turn. So, you know, into the mirrors, that could be pretty cool. Into Oricorio, so you're still losing, they're still like losing health there as well too. So we'll see. This is only one Pokemon card, whereas like in order to get to Umbreon you need 2, so we'll see how that ends up panning out. And then we continue off into Solgaleo EX and Shiinotic. This is nothing just but consistency. Shiinotic has been a great find and a great addition to the game in terms of running and making your stage 2 Pokemon way more consistent. With this ability Illuminate and being able to just draw cards, I've been having a lot of fun myself playing this deck here in my ranked adventures, because it's just kind of like, hey, I'm going to be able to see my Pokemon, I'm going to be able to do my big thing. Solgaleo EX only requires 2 energy to be able to hit for 120, and the best part is I don't have to include Leaf in my deck because Rising Road allows me to just jump up into the active spot and attack my opponent right away. So I really like it. I like the fact that Shiinotic here allows you to still attack Oricorios when you need to. There are variations that are running just one Duskmane Necrozma because it does run Seal Energy. That way you can definitely knock out a Pokemon. You knock out those Oricorios, that's very 1-to-1 of to just kind of run into those mirrors. But I do find that just running it just like this, that way you just get to your stage 2 as you need to, and then just kind of use Shiinotic as the way to deal with the Oricorios is more than enough here. And you just play around and pivot with it and you're pretty much all set. So I really like this deck a lot. You get to your Solgaleos, you get to both of them, you get to attack with both of them. And so if you just want a big number that goes burr, like this deck is really, really great. And then we continue into this Magnezone Shiinotic deck, you know, another variation of Shiinotic being paired up with the stage 2, which is great here. This has also been doing well because since it's only non-EXs, there really isn't anything that's standing in your way in terms of attacking. And as we've seen and know before, Magnezone just clears a lot. So in between you being able to run Oricorio because you're running Lightning Energy, you get your Magnezone here that's dealing 110 damage, and you're clearing a lot of things through the Guzma, and you're drawing into that Magneton, into that Magnezone much sooner because you have that Shiinotic out in play. And so you're being able to deal that 110 pretty nicely and pretty quickly as well. You have your Magnetons there. So this gives you a lot more options, a lot more flexibility, and a lot more damage output and a lot more bodies that your opponent has to get through. So this has been a really nice change here, and I think Magnezone has just proven that it's just gonna like stand through the test of time. Like this Pokemon doesn't really go anywhere, and you can't really blame it because it's really a self-contained heavy hitter with Magneton being able to Volt Charge, and as we can see, it can continue to adapt with the times as well. And then we go to our Charizard EX variants here. This first one is just all in Charizard, right? You are trying to get up to your Charizard EX, you're trying to stoke, you're trying to keep yourself alive through the Lily, through the Giant Cape, and through the Wigglytuff, and then you just continue to attack for 150. You're not looking to, you know, Red or Giovanni here because you are saying Comforting Song is going to outlast whatever your opponent's going to get through, because you can survive their hit, they can't survive yours. So when you're able to have double Wigglytuff and you are healing 40 per turn on top of a Lily as well, so 100 damage being healed in a single turn, like it's very easy to hit the concede button once this Charizard EX deck gets rolling, because it really does feel like there's no way to get through the amount of HP that you need to, right? It goes from having to deal with 180 HP to then 200 to then possibly 220 to 40, and it just snowballs from there. So this is all in Charizard EX, where you're really using your Wigglytuffs to sustain and stay alive, and then again, if need be, attack Oricorios. On the other hand, this other Charizard EX deck with Savali. Savali has been really, really cool to see play out because, you know, it's been engineered to be the Arceus and where you can deal with any typings, and we've seen that play out really, really well in the set where Savali just slot in. But in this deck, and we're gonna see the next one as well too, it's all about damage output. It's all about damage output. It's all about damage output. You're able to brave buddies. You're able to rare candy. You're able to jump into the Charizard DX. You're able to attack when you're not ready. Savali's doing the thing. You're able to stoke up. You have the Lily in hand, so you're not ready. You're ready for that because 110 HP is still a lot to get through. But then there's 2 of them, and then you have 100. Like, it's insane. We've played this deck. And we went on like a 5, 6, 7 win streak on ranked, no problem. So like if you're looking for another consistency kind of deck, the Savali plus a lot of things is like there, but this is definitely one of the top Savali decks out there. Another one that is like pretty strong here is your Rampardos. I think the only ding for this one is that you really do have to look for the Skull Fossil. That is why you have your Iono. That is why you have your Pokemon communication to just kind of like sift through to get this. But you are very energy efficient, right? You're really running, this is what, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slots, right? For things, and then you're just running supporters after that. Like that's it. You're able to like get those supporters online very quickly, so you're dealing 100 damage a lot, and then to be able to attack for 130 is pretty good. That Rampardos 130 energy or 130 damage for just 1 energy is absolutely insane. And then we continue into another Savali variant, and it was just really cool because we've also played this one just recently, and it was just really nice to see water just kind of get into the rotation of things, right? Water has seemed to be phased out, and you know, the once in a blue, like, you know, once upon a time Misty was the evil queen that ruined everybody's hopes and dreams. And then now it's just like you just don't see Misty at all. And so to be able to still kind of have some burn where Manaphy being able to dish out energy to get your Savali right up there that following turn, to being able to set up to that 150 because your Savali is already set with the energy, so you already know where your energy is going, to be able to use Misty as a trigger for your Savali as well, so that way you can include even more supporters in there. I think that's pretty cool, to find more ways to make sure that you're consistently dealing 100 and then being able to deal 150. Pretty great because your Savali is also knocking out Pokemon. So that energy goes out really well, and this deck overall felt really strong in there too. And then this is our last deck here. Remember when we talked about earlier about the variation of Greninja? This one is all in Pimikyu, Greninja, and Giratina EX, excluding out the Oricorio. You're keeping it simple here. You're running water, and I believe you're running Psychic because this is dual energy. This is here, and even if you don't attack for the Pimikyu, the inner ounce is 50. So my guess is that this is Psychic water, and if it's not, please let me know down below in the comments. But you're dealing damage with Water Shuriken, you're dealing damage with Enters Out, and you're getting your Giratina ready to sweep out whatever comes up. If you get the Pimikyu out and then you're able to attack with your Greninja, that's pretty good. Then you finish with Giratina. So there's just multiple ways to get going here, and even if you do start with your Giratina because you have that broken space bellow ability here, you're able to guarantee that you're getting psychic energy, so you'll be able to attack soon enough. So yeah, y'all, I mean, here's where we at. This is the kind of the decks that are like on the top right now. Very interesting to see if the meta shakes up with these new evolutions or if things just look more of the same. Let me know down below what you think will happen, and I'm excited for a new set of cards, new set of tournaments, new set of metagame for us to come again, and just again make sure that you're here for it. All right, y'all, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.